what I want to do here is I want to a couple other things I want to say in regards to this creature here. As you can see his head here, his eye, and his nose, his back, down to his bottom, legs tucked underneath, coming from the back into the shoulder area, down his arms, hands wrapped around this. This is like a sperm cell. This is the tail of the sperm cell. If you take the alien, if you take the creature, the being, and you flip him, you will have a sperm cell. And the head represents the egg, and the creature, the sperm cell, the alien, the being, gets into the head, and it the head is like in a place for incubation. It's a place for him to incubate, a place for the creature to live, to reside, to grow a body, and to be able to operate in what we call, excuse me, human form. He's not able to operate in human form without a body. So he needs a body, creates a body, and walks around and operates that body. Kind of like if you think of us like when we're sick. It's not our bodies that are sick, but it is he who is sick. It is the alien that is sick. He sends signals to the body to let the body know that he is sick. The body goes and seeks medical attention. Medical attention is given to the body, which in turn is able to transfer whatever it is, medicines or what have you, back to the alien to cure whatever it is that is ailing this creature. This creature has a lifespan, and the creature dies, and when the creature dies, it's over. That's it. So basically, people, instead of viewing yourselves as a human being and viewing yourself as a body, view yourself as the creature, because that's what we are. We are the creature. We're not the body. We are him. We are this thing, this being, this creature that resides inside of our head. That's who we are. The body dies, the creature dies, and that's the end of it. So we, as human beings, have always wanted to know what it is that we are. I'm showing you exactly what it is that we are. We are these creatures. So we are these alien beings, which we call him the human brain. But there's a creature, as you can see him plain as day. You don't have to make up anything. He represents himself. He is as he is. He's right there. As plain as day. You can see him. I want to go back to what I was showing you earlier. There's 3 images here on the human brain. You can clearly see him, this image right here. His long, you see his black hair and beard and his face there. He wears a robe, and his robe is this darkness, and it flows down all the way down to his feet. So just try to follow this one figure right here in the dark robe down to his foot here. And you'll see him. This image represents God. Represents the image of God. If you look at this other image over here, this image right here, she represents the Virgin Mary. And if you look at this image right here, facing there, you'll see him sitting there. You'll see his sash. You'll see his hands on his knees here. One hand on one knee, the other hand on the other knee. There he is sitting. Excuse me. see him clearly sitting right here. This sash, he represents the Christ. This part represents the tomb, but if you turn it sideways, it represents him laying in the manger. This is the manger. It also represents the basket that Noah was laid in when he was sent down the river. So, we might would have to meet in person so I could show you this more clearly, but hopefully you can see it. Here's his sash. There's his face right there with his sash. There's his hands resting on his legs, on his knee. And he's sitting right there as if he's sitting on throne. There's the Virgin Mary behind him, looking over the basket, gazing at her son, who was sitting there. Pull the camera back a little bit so you can see him sitting there. Hands resting on his knees, that's his knee area, sitting there in his robe. And there's his face. And then this image here represents the image of God, the man in the long flowing robe. So I'm hoping that you can see these three images very clearly. Pull back, see the three of them. See Jesus sitting there. See the Father God standing there in his dark robe. See the Mother Mary behind the Christ, behind the manger, behind the tomb. See the creature here representing Noah. See the creature here representing the dove and the blade of grass returning back. This is the dove. This is the blade of grass returning back to Noah. Now, this is the human brain which sits in our head like this. But if you were to turn it like this, then what you would have is you would have the pineal gland. You would have the third eye, which you would enter into your third eye, which allows you to see into your mind, aka human brain, and then that is how you are able to decipher all this. So, and that is how I'm able to do the things that I do. Because of him. That is how I know the things that I know. That is how